All right, first of all, my washing machine is running in the background, so if y'all hear some knocking and bumping, that's what that is. And also, my glasses are a little bit crooked, but whatever, let's get into this, okay? So, the New York Amsterdam News posted on Twitter and said, Black New Yorker, Lindsay immigrated to the United States in 1986 at the age of 18 with a suitcase, $50, and the strong values instilled in her by her family, right? And I want to respond to this because I see stuff like this all the time, right? I see people talking about, yeah, my grandparents came to the U.S. with just $12 in a dream, and look at how successful they are now. Black Americans, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right? And we got to call this out for the propaganda that it is, because, like, what are we talking about here? Now, the first thing that I did is I went and I compared $50 to 1986 currency. So $50 in 1986 was equivalent to $146.65, okay? So we're just going to round that up to $147, all right? So you're telling me that this woman came to the United States with $147 and that's it? That's all? And she was successful with that? Like, can we be for real? Like, and this is not no hateration or holleration or nothing like that. I don't know who this woman is. She might be very smart, very hardworking, very whatever. But we do have to stand in reality, okay? Realistically, unless you have like a job lined up already, right? Like you already got hired and you're just moving to a new location, or you have family or friends to live with or something, what are you going to do with $147? That's not even enough money for a week in a hotel. Like, what are we saying here? Y'all are not telling the truth about a lot of these American dream stories, right? You telling me you came to a new country with no connections and only $50 and that was enough? That's what you're telling me? Now, unless the suitcase that you had was full of, cocaine and you was moving snowflakes by the LZ, then this story is not believable. Because, again, $147 in today's time, that's not even enough to house and feed yourself for a week. Like, you couldn't even buy food and get a hotel or motel for a week with that much money. And you telling me somehow that you got here and was just like, ooh, my strong immigrant values, I shall pull myself up by my bootstraps and work hard. Girl, no, I'm sorry, it's just not believable. It's not believable. Now, maybe you was selling that creme de la meow meow out the motel or something, then okay, this story becomes a bit more believable, but just the way it's presented is giving propaganda. It really is, and I keep seeing stuff like this. I see it from all immigrants, not just black immigrants, right? Even though they do it too. I see it from Asians and Hispanics and everybody, and it's like, again, it's giving propaganda. No, your grandparents did not come here with $12 in a dream. Something else had to be in the works there. Maybe they was selling that dangling dong and cootie cat. Maybe they was moving bricks. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they got government handouts or something. But yeah, just the way that you telling this story, that's definitely not what happened. Them folks must have been in the mafia or something, because that's clearly not the full story. Whenever I see a post like this of somebody straight capping, because that's big cap, baby. Put your cap on backwards, okay? I have to question it, like, why? Why are we lying about this, right? But I swear, and maybe I'm crazy, I could just be a conspiracy theorist, there's like propaganda being pushed against black Americans. It's like everybody is coming together to paint this picture of black Americans are just lazy. Look, I was able to come here with $50 in a dream. So why haven't black Americans pulled themselves up by their bootstraps? Why are they talking about reparations and so and so and so and yada, yada, yada? It's very propaganda-ish. And I feel like black immigrants are used uniquely because they're also racially black, right? Like, it don't hit the same coming from Asians and Hispanics and stuff, right? But these black immigrants are racially black, so they can sit here and say, well, I'm black too, and I came here with $50 and a suitcase, and I pulled myself up by my bootstraps, so why haven't you, right? And again, it might seem like a conspiracy theory, but I swear that this is being done to discredit black Americans. Like, Y'all, and you know what? No, this doesn't sound that crazy because the government has been exposed a number of times for destabilizing the Black American community. Like the war on drugs, the school to prison pipeline, none of that is a conspiracy. That is just straight up facts, right? It's like the government is trying to push this narrative that Black Americans are not owed what we are owed, because if we weren't lazy, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in, right? And that we're in the position we're in not because the American government is constantly attacking our communities, but because of our own shortcomings. Because if this woman could come with $50 in a dream, then what's your problem, right? I would not be shocked if it came out that Black immigrants were given a bunch of handouts when they got here that Black Americans are not, right? And it's kind of being exposed in today's time, right? All of this money is going to immigrant communities, but somehow we still don't have money for reparations for Black Americans. Like the math not quite mathing, right? I would not be surprised if this woman came here with $50 in a suitcase, and guess what? She got food and housing vouchers so she could have a place to sleep and food to eat, and she got small business grants and this, that, and so on, so on, so a bunch of stuff that Black Americans do not get, right? And that's the reason that she managed to be successful, not because of her hard work and so and so and so. And again, it's like it's giving propaganda because like they talking about, yeah, the strong values instilled in her by her family. So you telling me that Black Americans don't have strong values, and that's why, you know, we're in the situation that we're in. Like, no, this junk, no. And I have to call Black immigrants out because you are willing participants in this, right? And I'm not calling out the non-Black immigrants because they ain't Black. We all know that they ops, okay, oppity-doppity, right? But as a Black immigrant, you are a willing participant in this propaganda. You let these people use your racial Blackness against Black Americans. So you have to take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, why you shucking and jiving, right? And it's crazy because y'all do all this and talk all this crap about how America is destabilizing your country and so and so and so, right? But the first thing you do when you get to America is figure out how you can align with that oppressive system, right? How you can align with that against Black Americans and against your goddamn self, dumb doodle head.